Welcome back, YouTube. This is episode 2 of Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. The definitive experience PS5 blind. This is Batz Plays. Alright, now that we got all that out of the way, we are in the middle of the desert. And let me just go ahead and save this real quick. Here we go. All right. So we were trying to work on this last night, and I don't know. I just could not get it. So we're gonna try this again. We got a lot of tools. I don't think we're using them all properly. This game's actually sick as fuck though. Really having a great time with it so far. I heard that it's very disappointing as far as the ending's concerned, but we'll see.
That's the Waksin barracks. The target is somewhere inside that outpost. The Soviets consider him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like any other prisoner.
Okay, so we just have to make it to him, right? Pretty much. Crawling in. We're just gonna crawl the whole way, guys, at this point.
You have arrived at your destination.
You have arrived at your destination. Thank you. It's wild that this is like the quietest thing. It seems so loud. Yeah. I don't really know how to like determine whether or not I want them in my team, but I'm kind of using it as a trash shoot.
Roger that.
Just like, technically I didn't kill them. They're not in my way anymore. Now they have a steady job forever, at least until this game's over. Which, yeah, I'm dreading. Where is... Gotta be, like, really... He's moving, it's not good. Have fun. Enjoy a life of, well, something.
Those were two samples have already been processed. It may not be much, but we can use them straight away if you bring
It's
them
like,
back to
what
base.
did I just see? Did I just see a balloon? No. Didn't. I'm here. I'm in here. You're fine. Your old buddy's just not here. It's okay. I feel like in stealth games, it's really hard to commentate because you just want to be quiet because you feel like they can hear you, but they can't actually hear you. So, yeah, don't really know how else to explain that. Remember, this is a chill environment, and feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Didn't ask for much. No, I'm just kidding. But I would appreciate it. It helps you out a lot. Oh god. It's free. Going this way. Push time. You look, wrong. Here you go. Have fun. Welcome to the club, bud. We have technology. Life will be changed forever, my friend.
Subject on board.
This is going south real quick. What have you done to them?
You gonna extract him? Find the target in the Waxin barracks and get him out alive. Those are raw diamonds. Collecting them as assets will raise our GMP.
Wait, why did the headshot not work? My fame is decreased? God damn it. Restart. It's so annoying. Resume game. Alright, we gotta take it really slow, guys. Shocking. Are you guys ready? This going not as swimmingly as I'd hope. I really thought we'd get it the first try. Well, alright. you know, some people get me with some really nice comments, and then you realize that they're a bot. Sorry. I'll read it anyway. Your stream's been a huge inspiration to me. That's why I followed you. I'd love to send you a small gift so we can connect on Discord to coordinate. Yeah, you're not stealing my identity, you fucking idiot. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, boys. Yo.
That's the Waxin barracks. The target is somewhere inside that outpost. The Soviets consider him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like any other prisoner.
Okay. Let's just avoid. This is the avoidance game. We avoid and we move quick. Try not to be seen. In and out. Scream and shout.
You have arrived at your destination.
I know. I mean, we kind of just walked right in, didn't we? Now we're back exactly where we need to be. This guy's annoying, though. Go around. Not really. Oh, maybe, actually. We're crawling. Oh. Take a gander down there. What's up, my guy? Also, can you use the binoculars, Intel?
A Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you.
Listen, here's the thing. This is the kind of the cool thing about Big Boss's army. At least my version of Big Boss's army. Like Pokemon. Collect as many as you can. We got some Russians, we got some other dudes. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. When will the world realize that everybody has a skill and a talent?
Those materials have already been processed. It may not be much, but we can use them straight away if you bring them back to base.
Some people are good at this, some people good at that, you know? Don't make it weird. Just have understanding. You're good at some things, someone else is probably good at something else. While you suck at something else. Oh god, not good. Speaking of which, I suck at this. I don't know how people play some of these games. I'm actually really good at stealth typically, but this game's actually got some pretty hard stealth. Not as hard as what's it called?
That's the Waxin barracks.
Payday. Payday 2 has like the hardest stealth
The
I've played in
Soviets
any
consider
game.
him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like
This
any other
game,
prisoner.
it's only hard because if you knock them out, well, first of all, I don't think you get a better score if you literally do nothing except just run past them all. Technically, not run past. You have to like be carefully crouched and. Well, there's probably a speedrunning trick. I don't know. Ideally, though, it's like you slip in and you slip out, right? I think that's how you should, how it should go. You get rated at the end of every level, it seems. Oh, get down. guy's got a goddamn Jeep. Alright, let's roll.
You have arrived at your destination.
You have arrived at your destination. I played a lot of stealth games. I feel like the Sly games are like the Sly Cooper, Thievius Raccoonus, and all that. I feel like they're kind of hard in like a weird way. They are like baby's first like stealth game, but they are actually with the hitboxes and like whatever the way they see you and stuff can be a little bit unfair. This game, it's not unfair. It's actually pretty fair, I'd say. But it's just it's definitely not like the modern stealth games you have today. I mean, this definitely was like right before that, but the actual mechanics are really good. Not sure how I feel about the story yet. It's a little confusing. And this is technically like a half-done game, I guess. But look at me.
Давай проверим. За мной. Понял.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Are they stupid or are they gonna see me?
Это просто мое воображение. Там ничего нет.
Dude, that is stressful. Holy. I think we need a new recruit. Actually, we could probably. He says he's not gonna turn on his own. I don't think. This is why they call him Snake. Always crawling around. I actually did put 2 and 2 together about that the other day when we were playing. I don't know if I shared it with the class or not, but yeah, definitely the reason. Look at him; he can go full 360. Okay, down. Ready?
Either destroy that or turn it off to shut off all the lights and surveillance cameras in the outpost. But of course, the enemy will realize something's up. If you're gonna do it, be quick.
КП, это Зоя-1. Немедленно проверю. Конец связи.
I guess we could actually use our a little pistol here. Got our first Russian. Maybe it's our second. I don't know.
You gonna extract him?
I guess so. You gonna try to get? I'm sorry, I just put the mic. Dude, this guy's just like walking right towards us. What do we do? What did you find? Did you find the gun? Tactical takedown. Alright. I wish I could like scan him and see like what his abilities are. Oh well. Always fire them, I guess. There's really no harm in it, right? We'll get more.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Phantom pain. Yeah. What was that? Or is it just that? Oh wow. You don't see me. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. You see nothing?
You gonna extract him?
Yes. I don't want to get caught. Wait, did he just surrender? You will come with me then, mister, but I'll choke you out first. Don't worry, you'll wake up in heaven. To heaven. Here you go. Watch him go to heaven, boys. Whee! But you can't have hats in heaven. Or guns.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
God, he's talking to me. Look, he's in my ear all the time. Oh, he's a deep sleeper. We definitely need that guy. Hold on, I need to figure out how to get this guy.
Those materials have already been processed. It may not
I
be
need
much,
this
but we
guy.
can use them straight away if you
The
bring them
deep
back to
sleeper.
base.
Come on, I need you. Gotta carry you outside. Don't worry, you'll wake up in heaven. You might have a little bit of back pain, but it'll be worth it. Don't worry. Your lower spine will be reattached with the greatest hands. See ya. Actually, my own hands. I'll do it myself.
That material just what we need to develop new weapons and equipment.
That sounds awesome. Give me more weapons and equipment. Give me the hint. Blueprints are required to develop. Okay, yeah, sweet. So I don't know. Got something cool, I'm sure. But it's a good thing to loot. Go check this place out. But I hear you. Diamonds. I love
Those are raw
diamonds.
diamonds. Collecting them is
That's so
assets will
fucking
raise our
raw.
GMP.
They didn't say anything about that one. Alright. These are sneaking abilities here. So into this building here to see what we can find. You're like, why are you in a box? Well, actually quite useful, see?
Boss, you've entered a building. Always keep an escape route in mind when you head indoors. If you get surrounded, you'll have nowhere to run.
Aye, aye, Captain. My escape route is my box. Interesting. There's like nothing, nowhere to go. You guys ever seen Prop Hunt before? This is old Prop Hunt.
КП, это Дмитрий 9. Немедленно проверю. Конец связи.
Что за...
The box, dude. You're an idiot.
Talk.
Извини, я не знаю английского.
He speaks Russian. What we need is an interpreter. The main principle of intelligence work is intel gathering. But that's a problem if you don't speak the enemy's language. We need a staff member with the interpreter skill to do a simultaneous interpretation.
Okay. That seems we need to head back to that base. We need to finish this mission, which means we need to lock in. Come on, Snake, we got this. Again, lullaby, interesting. Come on, run.
That's the
Got him.
target.
Let's skedaddle. Come on, pal.
Batz. Я его сделал. Это мой шедевр. Обычные протезы – это скучно. Я специалист по бионике. Я создаю биомеханические гибриды.
Great. If there's nothing in the way overhead, you should be able to fold in him.
Это не протез, а бионическая рука. За свою жизнь я создал тысячи таких конечностей.
Target extraction
Mission
confirmed.
Pluto has been
Your objective's
updated.
complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
A chopper.
Please select a landing zone. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Mother base is now in the red.
Alright, we just gotta sprint there.
Всем боевым группам, это КП. Все подразделения на боевые позиции. Повторяю, все подразделения на боевые позиции. КП, я перегорел.
This is exciting, right?
Понял. Внимание всем подразделениям. Отправить дивизию на Биг-Босс. Arriving shortly at LZ. Конец связи.
A little hairy at the end there. We're gonna get that score because of that.
On station at LZ.
It's okay, we'll be better next time. Get the fuck out of here!
Понял. Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи.
Exfiltrated hot
That's it.
zone.
You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Nice.
Extraction arrived at
It was a little
Mother
hairy there
base.
at the end, but you know.
Development project has been added.
Got quite a few. Battle dress?
Mission complete, boss.
Hey, B. I'll take that. Current heroism. Yikes, for sure. Alright, I guess that's another...
The engineer we rescued has been extremely cooperative. The guys on the R&D team are glad to have him aboard. Thing is, his specialty isn't mechanics, but something called bionics, engineering based on biology. He's already submitted a proposal for modifying your prosthetic arm. If you're interested, go ahead and give the development order.
Hi.
How you feeling, boss? Getting used to being in the field again?
Yeah.
Having choppers and a horse at your disposal is indispensable for operating in the wilds of Afghanistan. I've gone ahead and arranged for you to be able to develop and customize weaponry for support choppers. And you can also develop new equipment for D-Horse if you like.
That's
Use
cool.
your iDroid to start development as needed.
Okay, sounds good. Lots of stuff.
Remember the guys you brought back from the base in Cuba 9 years ago? Believe it or not, some of them survived that hell we went through. Word reached
Really?
them that Big Boss is back and they wanted in. They're good men.
Wait,
Our brothers in fate. They'll be glad to know you've seen them here.
Hideo Kojima? Diplomat. Awesome. Gold Fox, Special Volunteer. Amber Fox. Hungry Crocodile. Grizzly Hedgehog. Oche Chameleon. Wild Area. Spying Harrier. Striker Rhino. Pirate Rooster. Growling Worm. Report.
Side ops list
By
updated.
connecting your iDroid to the onboard computer, you turn the chopper into your own Aerial Command Center, or ACC.
Crazy.
Some elements of staff assignment and R&D of weapons and items can only be performed from there. Take as long as you need to consider all your options.
That's nutty.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British
Jesus.
overseas territory
We
that
got a
falls
lot.
outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dekelia?
Okay.
The UK and the US remain close allies. The last
Yeah.
place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's
Interesting.
what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a
Oh, it's not
whale
what
is
it is.
inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory,
Who is
burning
that
their
guy?
own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dekelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74.
Oh, you can like listen to it as you go. That's cool.
Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Dekelia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like death, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different. You're up.
We're changing ships?
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We've got to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head
This is really
via
interesting
Peshawar to the
to be able to
zero
listen to all
line,
this
the
stuff.
border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by
A lot
road.
of cassettes.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It'll be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
Please specify.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics.
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won in the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
The Second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes.
Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently, his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs. Islamic extremists?
Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years.
We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed.
The countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces.
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world.
That seems way too complicated.
Those who needed military force.
Leave it.
But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men.
Maybe if you guys want me to really
then
do
Miller
it, I
came
can
across this
do
client.
it, but
There's a huge job he
I
was
started
offering,
most
but
of
you
it. I
had
was
a
like,
shot
this
at
isn't
pulling it
as
off.
intuitive as I thought.
You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica.
Definitely not.
The client even threw in an offshore facility in the
I'm trying to
Caribbean.
figure out how to get back.
The Mother Base. That would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on,
I
your
thought you were
unit
supposed
grew
to
and
like
grew.
go back.
More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes.
XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist? Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board.
We'll pick that up in a minute. I just want to go check out what's going on there. See if there's anything new. It is beautiful.
Development project has been added.
Welcome back, boss. 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 Boss, we don't have enough medicinal plants.
Oops.
Boss, if you need supplies, let us know. Boss.
Alright, this is kind of uneventful. I think we're gonna head back.
Please select landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Okay.
This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Oh, here we go.
Gaining out.
side ops list is comprised of problems we need you to resolve. Objectives to be completed, and information gained from the soldiers and prisoners you've extracted. These aren't missions per se, but if you can take care of them when you're free, I'd appreciate it.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Afghanistan.
That's cool. ASAP. God damn it, there's a stupid ad.
Music teacher. What a
Go ahead and play it.
Angel Lee 67 just threw candy on the ground with the F.
You need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy its comms equipment. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
There he is.
Roger that. We'll pick him up. there's an English-speaking soldier somewhere in the region. He's a language specialist.
Extraction
His role is to
arrived
translate
at
information
Macbatz.
related to the West into Russian. If we can get him to join us, we'll have the upper hand in information warfare.
Analysis
That's the
complete.
target.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
I spent
Last
night
with your girlfriend.
with your girlfriend.
Это было неплохо.
Правда? Что это значит?
Я друг твоего приятеля.
О, это действительно полезно. Любые мелочи могут помочь в этой холодной войне, да?
Точно. Эти слова могут спасти твою жизнь.
Ха-ха, может быть. В следующий раз ты должен научить меня еще чему-нибудь.
Конечно. Увидимся.
That Soviet soldier in the green beret is speaking English. Must be a language specialist. With him on our side, we'd be capable of Russian interpretation support. Try and extract him.
Чтоб тебе! Я нашел следы вторжения!
He's coming too. Roger that.
That'd be so scary.
You gotta extract
Like, if
him.
you ever saw that, you know, like I would probably think aliens existed. That's like an insane device. Like he's like cowering in the corner. He knows exactly what to do. Is there a door to this place? Oh, there's a door. How you know?
Side op completed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Got a 0% chance.
Unit function
Boss,
added.
that language
Development
specialist you
project
extracted has been
been
very
added.
cooperative. Says he's always dreamed of living a free life, like folks in the West. What are
Good.
the odds, huh? I've gone
I
ahead
would
and
do
placed
that
him in
too.
the support unit. His job is Russian interpretation. Now you'll know what Soviet soldiers are saying. You can even interrogate them. Should give you an edge in the mission.
I'm out. No. Nope. is that? Oh, okay, so where do we need to go? I keep pressing the wrong side. It's like you have to touch on the touchpad on the controller, you have to press either the right side or the left side. And I keep forgetting that it's the right side, not the left side.
The target is there.
Marker placed.
Controls, sometimes you forget like how much you have to do.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
A Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race.
Yeah, I know.
Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you.
Что ж, что там?
He's coming too. Roger that. You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. You have arrived at your destination. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Let's interrogate this guy.
So as sandstorms come in, sandstorms effectively make you blind and deaf. But that goes for the enemy too. Use the situation to your advantage.
Speak
Map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Знаешь о недавнем рейсе?
Да, на Россию. Во Внуково.
Пришла открытка от друга, который летел тем рейсом.
Что? Но ведь...
Он отправил ее еще до вылета. Просто она только пришла.
Точно. Еще до катастрофы. Но я слышал, что, по крайней мере, один человек выжил.
Не может быть! Короче, просто тело не нашли. Самолет загорелся в воздухе. Никто не мог выжить после такого. Мне жаль. Пока.
Пока.
Extract him.
Одного из наших унесло на воздушном шаре. Кажется, он наш лазутчик. Не заняться его поисками? Прием! Это КП, понял. Всем боевым группам проверить окрестности. Избавиться от чужака. Конец связи.
Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
have arrived at your destination.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Extraction arrived at Macbatz.
Say, boss, you seen many animals in the field? Truth is, an environmental NGO has asked us to remove wild animals from combat zones. If you have the time, can you extract some back here? There's a reward in it for us.
You have arrived at your destination.
Use compounds from plants to make medicine or poison for use in new weapons and equipment. Take a look at the plants list on your iDroid to see which ones we
Extraction
need. Then go find them if you get the chance. It'll keep the staff happy too.
You have arrived at your destination.
Golden Crescent. It's a type of medicinal plant. We can use that to make tranquilizer rounds more potent.
Marker placed. Marker removed. Marker placed. Marker
First, you have to
removed.
identify the targets. Recon the site with your binoculars. Once you know where the targets are, take them out to put their network out of action. How you do that is up to
Marker
you.
placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. Analysis complete. The map has been
That antenna
updated.
is one of the targets. There should be more. Keep looking.
The map has been
That's
updated.
another one of the targets. Do you see any more?
Marker placed. Marker removed. Marker removed. Analysis complete.
Explosives should take care of them well enough. How you do it is up to you.
God damn it. This sucks.
Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. You have arrived at your destination.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Analysis complete. The map has been
That antenna is
updated.
one of the targets. There should be more. Keep looking.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. being
That's
updated.
another one of the targets. Do you see any more? That looks like the target. We know where all the antennas are now. Take out all 3 of them. How you do it is your call. Explosives should take care of them well enough. How you do it is up to you.
You have arrived at your destination.
Oh, end me now.
Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the door. Its location is on your iDroid. Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your
You
iDroid.
have arrived at your destination. Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. You have arrived at your destination. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Supply drop complete.
This is so cool.
have arrived at your destination. Please select supplies requested.
Come on.
Supply drop complete.
Let's go.
You have arrived at your destination.
Binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
He's not dead. That was a pretty sweet shot. It's scared. This is stupid. Die, dude. Where are they going?
Потерял противника. Ищу последней точки соприкосновения. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Обследуйте сектор. Но осторожно. Конец связи. Я поймал. Подержись огнем!
Where is he? Go on, bud. You can come back home.
Extraction failed. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Outpost captured.
Nope. Come on.
Extraction failed.
Wait, I didn't know you could do that. You can come over though. Come on. You didn't try to shoot me. That guy did. I saw his gun out.
Extraction failed.
Good. That's the first one. Destroy the remaining antennas. Nice. That's the second one. That wasn't the last of them, though. Keep going. You destroyed their anti-air radar? It wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate it. Good work. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
Mission info has been updated.
Dude, there's something else I wanted to blow up.
КП, это Зоя 10. Немедленно проверю. Конец связи.
Эй! Ты в порядке? Как ты, в порядке? Что это?
КП, это Зоя 10. Зоя 10, что случилось? Ответьте, Зоя 10. У нас проблема. Тревога по всем постам.
I love that song so much. Alrighty, everybody, that's gonna be it for today. I think I am very tired, and I don't know. Let me look. Exfiltrate the hot zone. Wait, is that?
Marker removed.
Oh, okay, I got it already? Okay, let's exfiltrate and then I'm gonna get off. Didn't realize we weren't. I thought we weren't done.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Exfiltrated hot
Alright,
zone.
you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Sweet.
Development project has been added.
Mission complete. Phew, at least you made it out in one piece. Our army is growing like crazy thanks to you, boss. In fact, it's getting downright crowded around here. To bring a greater number of people on board, we'll need to expand our facilities. To that end, I've created a base development unit. It has two roles, material refinement and platform construction. I'll start with the material refinement part. The base development unit procures material resources on a regular basis according to its level. The materials are stored in containers and placed on the deck of Mother Base. Once they're finished being processed, they can finally be put to use. By using these materials to build new platforms, we'll be able to add a greater number of staff to our ranks. We don't need any specific instructions from you to refine the materials, but I want you to be the one to decide how we construct platforms. Once we have sufficient GMP and the required material resources, you can issue construction orders from your iDroid. Prolonged time in the field is bad for the body and mind. I think it's time you took a break. Do it for me. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.
Come back!
Oh.
Bitch. Here's the dog you brought back. Bit of a troublemaker. Not sure about the breed, though. He'll get bigger? Uh-huh. Like this. You know, I can look after him. He's still a pup, so he doesn't listen. I have a feeling someday he'll be useful. I suspect you discovered a real diamond in the rough. With a little polish, I'd say we got a true diamond dog on our hands. DD, right? Hostile at raising hounds. Fine. Come on, Dee Dee.
back-channel request from Langley. We're to find a piece of new American military hardware that's gone missing in the mountains of Afghanistan. It's a difficult mission, but I'd say you're back in top form by now. Check your iDroid for the details.
Development project has been added. Development project has been added.
Boss, welcome home.
Please specify a project.
Thank you for letting me join the ranks, boss. I won't let you down.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
How you doing, boss?
Marker placed. your destination.
You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they'd placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of Naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you.
Nice.
Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm. Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think? I can still feel my real arm. Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain? Every now and then. Where? My fingertips. My left fingertips. Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
They said it.
What about your vision? Can you see okay? Yeah, at the moment. Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex. Yeah, the doctor mentioned that. Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are. You experience any of that? I think so. When? Right after I wake up. Colors look faded. Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that. I will. All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get. Ocelot. I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about? You know the term Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with a type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system. OKB scientists and engineers who'd been convicted of crimes were sent to a Sharashka for forced R&D. The Sharashkas were supervised by Lavrenti Beria of the NKVD, the secret police, under the official name 4th Special Department.
Forced research? That's not very different from what we do here.
Diamond Dogs is different. Everyone here believes in you. Regardless of where they came from or why they're here, they revere you. And they're fighting because it was their choice.
And if it wasn't, they'd leave?
Who knows? That's our reality here, whether it's real or not. If there's another truth, I don't want to know it. All that matters is that's the concept that's taken shape in their heads. The traces of a group ideology, our superstructure, to put it in Marxist terms.
All right. Go on.
Right. So anyway, at some point the enemy started calling me Sharashka. This was after the war in Afghanistan broke out. While I was keeping an eye on you in that hospital, I was also heading up interrogations here. The men I broke gave up their comrades and families, everything they wanted to protect them most. No real cause for it. I just let myself get caught up in the old Russian pride. And suddenly I received the honor of becoming Special Interrogation Advisor to the forced labor camps. But the more men I interrogated, the more people saw me as just that, the interrogator. It helped cover my real objective of keeping you safe.
You went that far for me?
Far enough to keep you alive. I ended up being pretty well known among the Afghan guerrillas. Some of them would have seen me on the battlefield, and that's how I got the second half of the name. Shashka. It's a sword, a type of saber from the Caucasus. Russian dragoons and Cossacks carried them into battle. Now, the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on the end of Sharashka. The guerrillas were using the name amongst themselves, and by the time I got to hearing about it, pronunciation had wound up as Shalashashka.
So, half gulag, half hero sword. Is a perfect fit.
But you see how rumors and ideas about people can get out of hand fast. Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor. And before you know it, all people see are phantoms. In my case, it works out just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
So SALT II still hasn't gone into effect.
That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size of the U.S. and Soviet Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. The whole deal. Just when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off, somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse.
The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then.
You mean while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker, and were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike.
Coleman's big idea? Humans are incapable of destroying themselves. Turns out he never knew what humans are capable of.
If that AI, the boss, hadn't found a way to stop the fake data transmission, they probably would have gone ahead with the launch.
Deterrence was revealed as the pipe dream it was.
All thanks to you. And her. The U.S.-Soviet talks looked set to fall through. What happened in Nicaragua no doubt helped trigger a change of heart. But in the end...
The time's to find the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand.
I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenouyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, or as he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, a.k.a. Sigint, Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation, and the fourth, you. From China, there was Eva, and me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total. To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted. I still trusted him in those days. We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project. Les enfants terribles, Zero called it. You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact, although truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to hide and seek. Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism, and that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recordings, not even a reliable rumor as to his whereabouts. I tried every method I could think of, but Zero was gone. Freed of his control, his creation, his power continued to grow. Cypher is a great beast, and Zero was its spine. But even without him, it's endured, evolved. But now its body is rotting, riddled with parasites. Parasites like the ones who attacked you 9 years ago in the Caribbean, and then at the hospital. Cypher's Black Ops Unit, XOF. They learned where you were, and came to wipe the slate clean. Christmas Eve, 1979. The Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles. Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant, only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam. The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home. but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turn pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so far as to dry out their ocean. But this has had a big price. There's bitter resentment among the Afghans, and they're taking out their anger on the soldiers on the front lines. Among the Mujahideen are the Pashtun people. They're fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge. Soviets they've captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being left to die at the side of the road, just to show their comrades what they're capable of. Friendlies who come across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn down another village in retaliation. And the cycle of vengeance goes on. This war, the Kremlin never expected to have this much trouble against the Mujahideen. Afghanistan is a tribal society. Tradition demands that its people stand up to any outsiders who set foot on their land. With the honor of their people at stake, they have everything to fight for. No matter how hard the Soviets hit them, they continue to appear out of nowhere, striking back, then vanishing again. But there's one thing even the Mujahideen fear. Every last one of them. The Soviet gunships. They're highly maneuverable and equipped with massive firepower. Plus, the underside of the fuselage is heavily armored. The Mujahideen can barely scratch them with their small arms. Anyone who hangs around gets mowed down by the gunship's heavy machine guns. This new honeybee weapon that was given to the Hamid fighters, it's no doubt something to help them strike back against the gunships, which makes it a weapon that could change the course of the war. Those guerrilla fighters known as Mujahideen don't actually belong to a single organization. Afghanistan is a multi-ethnic country. You've got the Pashtuns, the Tajiks, Uzbeks, Hazaras, and each of them is split into their own tribes, large and small. Each ethnicity has several rebel organizations that their various tribes gather under. They're united under the banner of jihad, but that doesn't mean they work like a single standing army. Just look at the area around Smasi Fort. A lot of Tajiks used to live there, but they fled after the Soviets started their scorched earth campaign. With the area uninhabited, the Hamid fighters, who are Pashtun, decided to move in. The Hamids are based out of the city of Peshawar. We passed through it on the western edge of Pakistan. The Pashtun people have long lived in Afghanistan and western Pakistan. They used to travel back and forth frequently. Then Britain went and established the border that still stands today. The Hamid fighters get generous support from the Pakistani government. The government wants to use them to secure influence over Afghanistan. Their liaison with the Hamids is Inter-Services Intelligence, and behind the ISI, you have the CIA. That's probably how the honeybee ended up in the hands of the Hamid men.
Kaz, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them.
That wasn't my first run-in with them. It happened right before I was captured by the Soviets. We were on the zero line that day, the Afghan side, on our way back from training the Mujahideen at a mountain camp in Kunar province. There's a lot of that work in Afghanistan. Most PFs shy away from it because it draws too much attention. But for us, that was the whole point. The job itself went great. We just had to make it back to a tribal area in Pakistan. But all of a sudden, visibility got real bad. It was no sandstorm. Our point man gave the strange report. He said he could see skulls in the mist.
Skulls.
The next moment, he went silent. We scrambled into formation, right before his arms and legs came raining down on us. It was always supposed to be a dangerous mission, so I had Diamond Dog's very best with me. We were calling out to each other. But one by one, the voices just went dead. Whatever happened to me, I lost consciousness before I knew it. When I came to, I was in a Soviet camp, tied to an interrogation chair.
Could they be some new Spetsnaz unit?
No. The ones that interrogated me were just the average rank and file. Whatever group attacked us, the way they moved was just insane. And that mist, appearing out of nowhere. The Soviets don't have tech like that.
If they did, Ocelot would have heard about it.
I doubt the West does either. Otherwise, the folks at Langley would be sleeping a lot easier.
Why'd they come after you?
Wish I knew. I'm the only one who survived. Though I don't think they planned it that way. If I was their target, they wouldn't have just handed me over to the 40th Army. Whatever the case, we need to watch our step until we know who they really are. And boss, if you ever do run into them again, don't try to take them on. You just get the hell out of there. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship. Though, a mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength. They approached me as a potential business partner.
But they had other motives.
Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that U.S.-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan.
That's why they had Paz, still Zeke.
Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability, and countries would unite to destroy us.
We stopped the launch.
And yet they still took us down, through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive?
I don't know. Was Zero really... All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this.
What do you mean?
We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with.
We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are. The new Mother Base started out as a test drilling rig operated by a mineral resources supplier, but their project fell through. The Seychelles government was happy to hand the place over to us. It was just scrap on stilts. So with a few dummy construction companies set up as fronts, we started renovating the half-finished rig. From the outside, it looked like the project was back on rails.
Kaz, you...
What?
I see what you're doing. Recreating the Mother Base we had 9 years ago. Only this time.
That's right. The Mother Base Cypher thought they destroyed will return from the grave to kill them. We'll prove to the world that we were the victors.
And if we lose again?
They can't fool us the same way twice. Now our enemies are in plain sight. And when our organization gets too big, we split it across companies. Any company that draws attention gets liquidated, and its capital is back-channeled into a new company. Most PFs are small-time operations anyway. And in this business, the minnows go bankrupt all the time. We've never aroused suspicion. Plus, we have Hewick.
Hewick?
Human Exploitation Company. It's a business specializing in intel gathering. Think of it as a civilian intelligence agency.
Kaz, that's...
Remember what they were trying to accomplish at the prison facility in Cuba? That gave me the idea. We dispatch moles into conflict zones around the world, and each sets up an intel network on site. Then they stay in place to give us stable points of contact when other nations intervene in the conflicts. Hewick's strength is that it has a cutout at each level. You get your job from one guy, then you hand it off to another. No one has direct access. It's a perfect black box. Hewick members also work their way into the superpowers intelligence agencies to make sure Diamond Dogs gets work. We have those countries by the balls. That's our deterrent when we need it.
Networking? In the intelligence community?
Sure, that's how we've grown this far. And when you go out on missions, intel from Hewick will be there to back you up. But despite all that, Cypher has its eyes on us. The only reason I'm not dead is that they needed to know where you were. Figured if you woke up, I'd go straight to you.
That's why you made that ruckus at the Zero line.
Yeah.
to make their own surveillance work against them. I think it took some of the heat off Cyprus.
Kaz.
Then I just had to wait for you to save me. And I've gotten used to waiting.
Kaz.
That's not all. It was a good chance to scout the market. And with the West wanting the Soviets out of Afghanistan, their agencies are bursting at the seams with funding. Boss, let's start by building up our Afghan presence.
Why put Mother Base in the Seychelles?
We're at the center of the world here.
We're all the way out in the Indian Ocean.
Come on. Lebanon, Sri Lanka, East Timor, and Africa. From here, our reach extends to conflict zones the world over, including Afghanistan, of course.
So it's prime real estate for a mercenary.
Exactly. Latin America isn't as close as I'd like, but we have Amanda and her people to help in that department. And besides, the Seychelles government owes us a favor.
Owes us?
The Seychelles has strong ties to the east, which the West wanted to shake up. It came to a head 3 years ago in an attempted coup. It was a force of South African mercenaries with U.S. backing behind the scenes. They were only platoon size, but South Africa is home to some heavy PFs, too much for the Seychelles to handle. In the end, they accepted help from the Tanzanian army and quelled the coup. We set up the deal and handled on-site tactical instruction. That led to some training work for the Seychelles military. And when we put down a mutiny within their forces, well, we made a lot of people happy. They don't pay us. They just let us have a piece of their offshore territory on the promise we'll come running if something else happens.
So we're bodyguards, too.
It's a good setup. We can only take Mother Base so far here. We'll have to find somewhere else when this place starts getting big.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Nothing hasty about it. You're back with us now.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a whaler.
Yeah, a Japanese vessel. How was the voyage?
It was... stimulating.
Well, she was part of a whaling fleet up until a few years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried up. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection as the years went on. And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't say that I have.
When I was a kid in Japan, practically everybody ate it.
That good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ship. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications. We had to really work to fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base, and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond dogs. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something.
Ocelot said the number of private forces is increasing, and they've modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago, we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Yes. Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free rein?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics, the lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. They had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time, they missed us. They really missed us.
The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone, they needed a replacement. So private forces spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still.
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists, they have a lot of clients, and Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous, but I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved, and PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers and spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Base's survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own smaller forces. Others were taken on by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But none of them are living their dream, because they're not fighting with you. Of course, I tried to headhunt as many of them as I could for Diamond Dogs. It was all a waste of time. They said they weren't interested without you to lead them. But now you're back. And everything's gonna change. We'll unite all private forces under you, transcending nations and economies. What is a nation? Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations, and that's what'll put the world under our control. We'll establish a new kind of country, redefine the very concept of it. Even Cypher will be below us, an extraterritorial federation of military nations. The United States of Force. Once word of Big Boss's return starts traveling, that'll be our true deterrent against Cypher. In other words, no one will dare to come gunning for you.
How do you figure?
Cypher lacks a large-scale fighting force. PFs are the perfect tool for them. But those PFs revere you, the legendary Big Boss. If Cypher killed you now, they wouldn't take it lying down. Maybe they'd even go looking for revenge, but they definitely wouldn't keep doing Cypher's dirty work, even if it put their lives at stake. That's why it's no longer a benefit to Cypher to get rid of you. The very fact that you're alive is our greatest defense against Cypher.
Nice to know. It'll buy us some time while we get back to full strength.
Just keep in mind that what I'm saying is generalizing a lot. In practice, the PFs around the world don't know your face. Just declaring that you're Big Boss won't be enough to convince them. And if they see you as an enemy, they'll come at you with everything they've got.
Some hero.
That's why you need to bring them back to Mother Base. Show them on your terms that you really are the one and only Big Boss. Once you've proven that, they won't hesitate to join us.
Why did the boss's old organization get taken out? Just because the U.S. didn't like having a threat like that on its doorstep?
You hear all kinds of stories. But from what Commander Miller says, there's more to it than that. They had this feud with an American covert intelligence agency called Cypher. They're a Peace Walker, I'd say. The boss built a merc outfit that fought alongside the Sandinistas. An army without a country. By mercs, for mercs. Something that no government reigns. Cypher wanted a military muscle. The boss said no.
Removing a Caribbean-based massacre.
I hear ya.
were lucky to get our hands on that cyborg arm developer. There's no one in Diamond Dogs who can so much as maintain that thing.
Bionic arm, not cyborg, if you go by what he calls it. But you're right, the East is light years ahead in bionics. They can even detect through the skin the slight electrical signals from the brain that order muscles to move. And the Soviet Union completed their first bionic arm capable of doing that back in the 60s. Although I guess that news didn't really reach the West.
No kidding. Zadorov's was the only one I ever saw. Quite a shock to see it for the first time.
And it was no mean feat to get hold of Snake's arm. I couldn't get one for you at the time, but you know, now...
Forget it. I've no intention of relying on bionics. Right now I need to keep the pain fresh in my mind.
Well, it's your decision. But don't you find it... inconvenient?
Not a bit. But the phantom pain... it never lets up. Do you know how many men I saw die that day? There's nothing we can do to bring them back. And you expect me to care about getting a measly arm and leg back? Sorry. But my pain belongs to all our dead comrades. I'll keep living with it for their sake. It'll guide me straight and true until I've gotten them the vengeance they deserve. Snake, do you remember Amanda?
Yeah, I do.
Their revolution was a success. Somoza resigned, and Nicaragua has a new government. Amanda's really working hard for her country to be reborn.
Good for them.
She says she wishes Chico could be there.
That revolution was the dream. For Amanda, for Chico, and their father.
That chopper was no place for Chico to die. I'd like to at least think history will remember his part in the revolution.
When you pick up a gun, there's always a chance you'll die for nothing. He knew that as well as the rest. Now that he's gone, it's up to the rest of us to decide what it was all worth. If we don't, there's nothing to prove that Chico ever lived at all. We're his mark on the world.
Amanda told us that Strangelove contacted her after the revolutionaries came to power in Nicaragua. Strangelove, the AI researcher from Mother Base?
I remember her.
We'd lost touch with her, until Amanda heard from her out of the blue. She told Amanda she wanted to salvage Peace Walker's drive parts, or something from the bottom of Lake Nicaragua. Amanda passed the request on to her friends in the new administration. She's a national hero now, after all. So Strangelove got a Soviet military aircraft to transport something to somewhere. But apparently the cargo wasn't big enough to have been Peace Walker itself.
So what was it?
Who knows? We recovered Peace Walker's nuclear warhead ourselves 9 years ago. What could Strangelove have been after? Amanda said she didn't mention what her reason was or where she was headed. Nicaragua is a socialist state now. And with Amanda vouching for her, the government didn't feel the need to concern itself with the details. All Strangelove told Amanda was that she was going to continue her research, and that the rest was a secret. Right before the attack, Huey was in the control tower to prepare for the inspectors. He was with them when it all went down. The control tower collapsed with the rest of it strut. His body was never recovered. But he was the one who met the inspection party when they arrived. And he was the one who showed the nuclear inspectors to the tower. You remember the way it went. First he recommends we agree to the inspection. Then he gives them the okay without our permission. All the time acting as if he was doing us a favor. On top of that, he even had the guards disarmed that day. It would send the wrong message, he said. Whatever the angle, it all leads back to Huey. I curse my own stupidity for not realizing sooner. Huey escaped with that unit by chopper. I've been hunting him for 9 long years. The other reason I was operating around Afghanistan was to dig up his location.
Huey's in Afghanistan?
Yes, and I have a good idea where. Now we just wait for the right moment. This time, we'll be the ones using him. He's going to tell us who our guests really were that used a fake nuclear inspection to blast our home into the ocean.
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down.
When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Have a good one.